Heartbeat Creative Community. We are back for another live art demo. For those that don't know, Artbeat Studio is a nonprofit organization that believes in the healing power of art. So we offer a 6-month artist residency for artists living with mental health challenges. And then across the way from where we are now, we have Studio Central, where people can come in person for free and do some art with the supplies we have available. So right now we're at Upbeat Artworks, which is a gallery of our artists that have gone through the program. And so since we're blessed to be in this space, we're gonna show off some of the artists, or one of the artists today that we have the work of, and we're gonna read their bio while I show you some of their work. I will flip the camera. Starting with this one behind me.
Tiffany Rose Elston, born in Edmonton in 1986, made Barbie clothes, beaded earrings, and other crafts from age 4. She headed her sewing class in school, was tasked with fixing sewing machines, and proceeded at age 17 to make grad dresses, wire-wrap jewelry, pendants, wall hangings, Christmas ornaments, and wedding invitations. Her artist twin and Artbeat alum encouraged and supported her artwork. Meanwhile, Tiffany worked in a retail environment and later as a bookkeeper. Tiffany highlights water-based inks with metallic watercolors and UV reactive fluorescent inks. You'll literally have to view these pieces in a different light to see everything that's really there, she says. Tiffany's abstract pieces often strongly suggest landscapes, skyscapes, or the cosmos. Some are divided by white borders into sections, hinting that you can focus on any slice of it and find gorgeous details. There are also representational landscapes in a deceptively simple heraldic style. Tiffany has produced sculptures suggesting life's journey as a path between wire-wrap trees or a tree with leaves progressing in an upward spiral from drab to golden as you repeat milestones moving towards healing and recovery. Most of Tiffany's work is on paper, and she has even framed some pieces on special watercolor paper. However, she plans to work increasingly with water-based inks on raw canvas. Artbeat has been challenging, eye-opening, and uplifting, says Tiffany. The world isn't nice, but we can put kindness into it.
Yes. So, and then these are the prints as well. Not originals, but if you can't get a full one, we have those. And then now we can get right into our art making. Well, I clumsily set up the camera as per usual. There we go.
So we're working with acrylic today, and this photograph is actually coming from Paris, and this is a Paris Swan.
Swan, the city of love, because you know what's coming up.
And I am not sure how romantic I feel today, but let's just get into the mood of creating something related to Valentine's Day.
I don't think I've ever been romantic in my life, but I love Valentine's Day because I just think it's so cute, like aesthetically. You know, swans and Cupid and little red and pink hearts. I think it's so cute. So today we're gonna do a swan.
So my choice would be to keep the paper the same way. This is not an acrylic paper. It's watercolor paper we're using for acrylic. And what we have here might not work the whole thing out, and definitely not during the time we have here. So I would just start with a swan and a little bit of detail around, and then I would like to add some detail.
Yes. Yeah, we are on a limited time here, as per usual.
So we are not using pencils, it's just a quick sketch with a paint, and my preference would be, I have the paints I have, this is the set, but I prefer using white and black from Dollarama.
I'm debating whether I want to do something a little off, like a simpler version of this, because I'm gonna have to run and do the what's it called? The workshop over at Studio today, which I did volunteer myself for, knowing full well that I was doing both. But we're doing little dragons today because Lunar New Year is tomorrow, and it's going to be the year of the dragon. So
It's very exciting.
I'm torn because I want to celebrate both Valentine's Day. I want to get ready for Valentine's Day and like acknowledge the Lunar New Year, but so we're doing both. We're doing Swans here, and then we're gonna do dragons over there. And then next week we'll focus on Valentine's Day.
So I usually prefer having paper towel ready to clean the brush.
Yes.
So in between the changes, between paints, I can clean the brush and keep it nice, not dropping on paper, which I do not like doing. I like to keep it when it's not watercolor, which is not my favorite medium, but with acrylic, I usually keep it as dry as I can. And I have the detail brush, which is not new, and it's the preference of mine to have a brush with little hair in it for the outlining. And again, I can try and be a little bit more detailed, or I can just have a very basic look of the swan. So let's see how it turns out. So I prefer a little different shade. So for the shading, it's not just for shading, but for the outline, I can see it better, and then I could add lighter parts of the swan. So let's start with.
Do you have any Valentine's Day traditions?
Well, I was hosting a party for Valentine's Day, and I was doing that for years, but this year it's not happening. I feel that I'm a little bit busier than usual,
Yeah. There's always other times to party, you know.
and it just does not fit into the schedule I have.
Yeah, I always say I love Valentine's Day, but I don't actually have any Valentine's traditions. Like I said, it's a bit more of an aesthetic thing. I know some of my friends, they generally celebrate Valentine's Day together, but they're a little torn this year because they both have boyfriends. So they're like, do we celebrate together? How do we do it? It's technically, Valentine's tends to be a lot about romantic love, but that's not a hard and fast rule.
I was never thinking about Valentine's Day as just a romantic tradition, because for me it was, how many people live together for many years. It's their own thing.
Yeah.
And I was never thinking of, getting into someone else's business. So for me, it was more about, I'm not used to having Valentine's Day myself as in a couple, because where I came from, we did not have that.
Yeah.
And it's not a part of my tradition as well. So
I think people also underestimate the value of non-romantic relationships, because we're kind of taught from movies that oh, you need to find your one true love and find your happy ever after, versus just having a nice group of people around you that can support you. No one right way to do it.
it looks like this is the end of feathers, and I did not study the parts of the swan. I did not, so I just say it's a part of the wing. I know words like wing and feathers, right? But I'm not
I'm a strong believer of, if you're drawing from reference and you don't understand what you're looking at, just draw what you see, and usually it works out, because what you see is accurate even if you don't understand it. You know what I'm saying?
Most likely, and it's a very good idea of not questioning what it is,
Yeah.
because I don't want my painting to become a research or scientific matter or anything like that.
That's not our goal. We're not doing, what's it called? Anatomical drawings or paintings. We're just painting some beautiful little swans. Its neck is so strange.
As well as avoiding some detail and not getting the whole thing is typical, because the more you notice, the more you do, but there is some kind of limitation by which point you can go. And I'm not painting to test my limitations too.
No, that's not what we're here for today. We're just here to do art together. I'm trying to simplify mine a little bit.
Yes, simplifying is usually what artists do, a normal artist.
Yeah, and we're painting at a pretty small scale, so it's not really in our interest to be super.
So this part of a swan is something I never paid attention to. Like the tail, it looks so solid. It's not like you see like feathers or anything. It's just like a triangle. And then we can see his feet.
Yeah, this beautiful swan was photographed in Paris at Versailles, which, if you don't know, is a very famous palace that is very extravagant and very large. I spent a whole day just walking around the inside and the outside, and I did not see it all.
Versailles?
Yeah.
Versailles, that's how you pronounce it?
Yes, because it's French.
Oh yeah, because my pronunciation is a Russian one.
Yeah. French is a funny language. You don't pronounce most of, not most of the letters, but you don't pronounce a lot of the letters.
Mhm.
So. I'm blanking on the word for swan in French. What is swan in French? No idea. At one point I would have.
I can share the Russian word.
Oh yeah.
In Russian it's lebed. Yeah, so we're just not. And I cannot even come up with a Hebrew word for swan. I do not remember. Again, I'm not doing my research before I paint that is not related to painting. It can distract quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm getting off topic. I'm using a lot of water with my painting. It's kind of looking more like watercolor than acrylic.
And that's totally fine. It's a great technique.
It's not a bad thing. Just a thing.
Okay, so this is just a very quick piece. All right, so I'm just showing the swan, and then all the rest I could quickly add afterwards.
Mhm.
Yes.
His neck is so funny.
Mhm. It's hard to draw, right? It doesn't go as smoothly and easily. Mm.
Not the biggest fan of birds myself, mainly because I'm a little afraid of them.
Mhm.
But they are like.
Well, he is a swan. He's not a
Yeah.
goose.
He's not a goose.
He's
That's
not a
what we're used to
Canadian
here in
goose.
Canada. The geese in Europe were very friendly. I guess they're used to tourists. I was like on edge, waiting. Like I saw like one Canadian goose, which is probably not as friendly, but all the other ducks and creatures were so lovely. Because like here in Canada, our wildlife, you have to be on edge. That's just safer that way. And you know we should respect nature, but I mean, especially the pigeons were more gutsy than the ones here.
Pigeons?
Yes.
What do you mean by gutsy?
Like a pigeon here, like they'll come up to you looking for food.
Yeah.
But if you kind of walk at them, they'll generally walk away. Not the European pigeons.
No.
No, because they're used to so many tourists and I guess people that they don't even flinch. I swear. Maybe it's just me.
I don't know. I never paid attention to pigeons, and I grew up in Eastern Europe.
Yeah,
so,
I was in really touristy areas too, though.
So I never paid attention to any of that. They were
Yeah.
just there.
They're just there, yeah. I mean, I didn't get into any fights with pigeons. I will say that. I feel like they're much more willing to approach than the ones here. Of course, we don't have quite as many pigeons in Winnipeg, specifically, compared to a lot of other places too. So maybe it's because my encounters with pigeons are fewer here as well. Like I said, in general, I found the birds quite friendly. You could walk by them without them taking a swipe at you, unlike a Canadian goose.
I don't know, geese never touched me here. I heard a lot of
No.
stories, but I never had an encounter. So.
I've never had an encounter, but I think it's because I respect the geese. I stay away. I have been hissed at by a goose but I was keeping a respectable distance, so I think it understood that.
Mhm.
I think I need to have a pet bird one day, or like become close with a pet bird. So then maybe my fear will go away a little bit. It might be a little bit exaggerated, because I was afraid of dogs before I had a dog, even though I always loved them. But now I'm not scared of dogs at all, so maybe I just need to meet a nice bird.
That's what I do usually, because I do not have I do not like having the sides too light at first. Then I can always add highlights, and I usually highlights are the last things I do. I do not count the fixings and all that.
Yeah. I forgot to give this little goose some feet. I think he'd like those. Did I say goose?
Oh,
Swan.
yes.
I keep calling him a goose in my head. Swan. Very different creature.
Because we're just talking about geese.
Geese are on my mind now. It's unavoidable.
It's a little tiny bit of brown that is there. So I would add that.
The goose's body is looking a little bit funny.
Okay, which brown is the best to use? Let's see. Probably the burnt umber is the best to use here.
Yeah.
I would think it's good. It just mixing it with gray. So I would create gray first, and it's a darker gray, and then add some brown into that. So that's the shade I'm getting.
Could you pass the pure white?
Ah, yes. Sorry. I keep it all to myself.
Oh my gosh, the most
for
important
myself.
color. I mean, not color, but most important paint is the white. We're always out of white at Studio Center. Not always. We always stock up, but we're always in need of more white.
So I'm looking for all the spots that I see have a little tiny bit of brown in them. little tiny bit on the tail, and a little tiny bit on this wing. A tiny bit here. And here. And then, what else? Definitely it's the sidewalk, so the rest can just go into sidewalk. I can always mix more. I got paint here. I don't have shortage of paint. So. And then I can also add this. And I can take some greens. What's the green I want to use? I don't know yet. Because this is just for now. I can. So I have these trees here.
I think I might do a simple red that might work out, might not. But it's Valentine's Day. It's a beautiful white swan.
I'm just marking where the trees are located. Here, and here. And there is a statue on the other side there.
Yes. Wow, yours looks gorgeous. I just looked up for the first time, apparently. Oh my goodness.
It will be.
I was like, I'm feeling good about my swan. I still am. But wow. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Honestly, you could stop there and I'd be impressed.
And you know me, I'm not stopping here.
Never.
It's not my problem. My problem is I don't know where I want to end it. Because it's really, you start working and it's so hard to know where the end is.
I have a habit of getting stuck with that, and then I'll do something, I'll be like, no, I don't like that, then I'll spend a bunch of time trying to fix it, and then do something else, and then I'll have to fix that, and it's an endless loop of just, but that's why I like acrylic, because you can always paint over, you can always fix stuff. And like watercolor, where you can kind of undo it a little bit with more water, but generally kind of stuck.
And I like this paper. I know it's intended to be for watercolor,
Yes.
but it works really well for acrylic.
I love watercolor paper. If it wasn't so expensive, I would use it for absolutely everything.
And there is this paper that Marisa was offering me, and it's smooth. It's a special paper and everything, but I think it's Euro paper, and it's the smooth one. And I never tried it for acrylic, so I was not sure if I want to take it for the live and not feeling used to it, or you know.
Yeah.
So I might choose it for the next time. Today I didn't really care. I could paint on it. It's just that I wasn't sure. I wanted to risk it, and I wanted to take a little try before I actually do that. So the reflections do not have too much green in it. It's a real tiny bit, so I don't need. Oh. can just mix those two greens together to have a little bit of a different shade, because there is so much green behind it. So I can just apply it and still see the trees. But also for that purpose, I would usually use the black for the outline on both sides. Then blend it a bit, and then I can see the home. Then it's separated more from what's behind it. But I will be working on that after. I don't want to do it during the live. And there is the sky there, which I can get a little piece of. And I definitely want to have a lot of.
Can I steal a slightly bigger paintbrush?
Yes. Slightly bigger, yes. Or I brought it for everyone. I didn't share.
I'm trying to do the background with this tiny. Where is it? Where's it going? Tiny little paintbrush, and it's working, but it's slow going, you know. This is much faster.
So there should be some tree here. That would be a little bit of work for after. Some tree here. So I'm just marking where it is for after. Is this line. The line of grass. And I'll leave it like this for now. Okay, then I have
I keep calling it a goose in my head, or a duck. this swan's feet. It's got funny little feet design.
I struggled just a little bit.
So cute. Maybe I'll make it look intentional. Okay, so what I'm doing here is, okay, there is another pause. Do I want to edit? Yes, I actually want to. So, back to Valentine's Day. We have any traditions. Although, I'm not looking for Valentine's, but I am open to chocolate.
Oh, okay. Noted.
Always.
Okay. Chocolate is always good. Which kind do you like, dark or?
I like milk chocolate. I'm a big sweets person, so I don't like the bitter stuff as much. And I like chocolate that has stuff in it, not like plain milk chocolate. That's not as fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can go into so many specifics. Not fruit though. I don't like fruit in chocolate.
No.
I don't like
No raisins?
No. No.
No one likes raisins except like my mom will like raisins.
I only like raisins in either chocolate. Actually, I do like chocolate covered raisins.
Yeah.
I like chocolate covered raisins. I take that back.
I don't like the chocolate covered raisins, but I like them in baked goods.
I like chocolate
Danish.
covered raisins, and I like oatmeal raisin cookies because as much as I don't love raisins, they're kind of like it's not the same without them. I also like those box of chocolates. Very cute, very sweet. I love a pretty chocolate, but they don't taste the best. I just want like a cheap chocolate bar. That's the best. Or like, how many chocolates are there?
Okay, so this is just some white right here.
I'm gonna show off my swan. The red makes it look a little severe, I'm gonna be honest, but it'll be cute in the end.
Do you want some red? Because I got lots of red that I'm not using.
Lots of red. Partially why I decided to do red instead of pink as the background. I needed just the tiniest bit of red to do the beak. And then I gave myself a whole spot of it, so. I'll see if I can mix in some white and do pink hearts.
Oops. Piece of paper. Reflection. Light. Lines in the water.
many swan puns for Valentine's card. Swan.
Oh.
I'm trying to get in the background and do something, but I don't know if it's working.
Okay. What am I doing here? I don't know if it's helpful. I hope it's helpful to someone. But, you know, just join and do it better than me.
That's your challenge. And then you can post to the Art Be Creative Community Facebook page if you want, or if you don't want to do that, comment what yours looks like. Give us a good description. Does it look like a swan?
Well, at least mine looks like a swan, but
Yours definitely looks like a swan. Oh my gosh.
oh
That's so gorgeous. I'm not jealous. Not at all. This is why Kate leads the lives and not me. I'm just here for support.
it's really hard to combine talking, painting, and actually being focused on like anything. So I apologize. I do not talk much while I
No
paint.
need to apologize. Everyone is just graced with anecdotes from Ollie in the background. The commentary that everyone is looking for. Even then, I'm not. I go quiet all the time too. It is very hard to focus. I enjoy doing the lives because I like the opportunity to paint, but I won't say I'm the #1 talk person, as exemplified by my ability to, by the fact that I said talk person. Painted over my swan's tail. Can I have the white again?
Yes.
I need to save the swan.
I went in red, so what should I do here? That's fixable, but it just will take a bit more time.
It's always fixable. Everything is always fixable. There's always a way out. That's my motto. Who can I give this to? I feel like I want to give it to someone. But the message I write on it depends on who I give it to.
Okay, so I'll come back to the swan, and then I think I will be wrapping up because I know Oli is teaching the workshop that demands attention.
So if you're in the area, come by to paint some dragons. Let's see where yours landed. Of course, it's beautiful, very realistic, looks just like the image. Here's my bold swan. It looks like it's gonna attack someone. It is a friendly swan. It's just like getting the water off its wings. But
I love it. It's beautiful.
But so we can leave this here. We're almost at an hour. Not quite, but I think I'm gonna need to focus more off camera now that we've done the main details, everything. And we will see everyone next week.
See you next week.
Bye.